Matchday 35 in La Liga. EA Sports brought us the final Clásico of the season at the Estadio Olímpic Lluís Companys. Barcelona playing at home against Real Madrid. Basically a playoff for the La Liga title this season. Barcelona coming into this one 4 points clear at the top ahead of Los Blancos. Real Madrid needing to win to close the gap and have a chance of overtaking the Catalans. Barcelona with a victory would practically clinch the title with 3 games to go. And the game started in Real Madrid's favour. Just a few minutes in, Kylian Mbappe was brought down in the box by Barcelona goalkeeper Wojciech Szczęsny, and a penalty was given by the referee following a quick check. Kylian Mbappe would step up and would bury it into the bottom corner. With that goal, he would score his 25th La Liga goal of the season, going level with Barcelona's Robert Lewandowski in the fight for the Pichichi Award this season. Lewandowski was starting this one on the bench, having only just returned from injury. But a brilliant start to El Clásico for Real Madrid. Lamine Yamal was brought down here following a challenge from Valverde. The referee did not give a foul and allowed play to continue. With that play carrying on the counter, Kylian Mbappe would score his 2nd goal of the game just 13 minutes into El Clásico. With this goal, overtaking Lewandowski in the fight for the Pichichi. Here we see the replay of the challenge, not really enough in it for a foul, and Mbappe was just onside, so the goal would stand, and Real Madrid led 2-0 away to Barcelona. Very tidy finish from the Frenchman. So we just see the VAR imaging there. Very, very close, but it is the right call. Barcelona, though, would push before the break to try and get back at least on level terms, and quite a few chances would follow. First, it was Lamine Yamal who forced this save out of Thibaut Courtois. The Belgian shot stopper parrying it out for a corner here. From another corner minutes later, ball was whipped into the box and the rebound was hit by Gerard Martin. That was on target and it needed a strong hand from Courtois. From the corner, it was whipped in and flicked on by Ferran Torres. Eric Garcia, who was starting at right back, would finish off the chance on 18 minutes, and this would actually be the beginning of Football Club Barcelona's comeback in El Clásico. Eric Garcia, who already scored for Barcelona in midweek in their elimination against Inter Milan in the Champions League. He would score in back-to-back games with a goal here against Real Madrid. Fede Valverde was then shown a booking here for lunging into this tackle on Lamine Yamal. Valverde was playing in midfield for this occasion. Lucas Vázquez was actually starting at right back. It was Fran Garcia who was playing at left back on this one for Carlo Ancelotti's side. Real Madrid with 3 points here would close the gap to 1 point with 3 games left to play, but Barcelona coming out on top would see the Catalans move 7 clear, and Barcelona were inching closer to getting back on level terms, having a lot of the ball, pegging Real Madrid back, and then ultimately Lamine Yamal did this, a lovely finish to make it 2-2, and we were only half an hour into the game. The goal was reviewed. A possible handball from Frenkie de Jong was called off, was ruled out, therefore the goal would stand. A fine effort from Lamine Yamal to beat Thibaut Courtois at his back post. Pedri would then pick out Rafinha just a couple of minutes later, and the Brazilian would help Barcelona complete the comeback from 2 goals down 13 minutes in. Barcelona were 3-2 up after 20 minutes. What an insane first 45 minutes in the greatest game in the world. A tidy finish from Rafinha as well. Into the bottom corner. Keeping his composure one-on-one against Thibaut Courtois. Ferran Torres was then brought down by Aurélien Tchouaméni. And he was given a yellow card for this foul as well. It was Ferran Torres who was leading the line for Barcelona, as Lewandowski was on the bench from the start. It was only deemed a yellow, but it could have been a different colour. Rafinha almost got his second of the game following this exquisite cross from Lamine Yamal, but the Brazilian could only head the ball over the bar. That wouldn't be the final chance, though, of the half. Far from it. Vini Jr. would pick out Jude Bellingham into space, who squared it across for Kylian Mbappe, and then he went to ground and the referee gave a penalty. Now, that being said, it would be reviewed, but also there was question marks of whether the initial pass was legal for offside. Regardless, though, here is the challenge. Didn't look like there was contact from Frenkie de Jong, but anyway, it was not a penalty because it was initially offside. A mistake at the back would see Barcelona win the ball high up the pitch. It was won back by Rafinha, and after he was set up by Ferran Torres in the final minute of the first half, Barcelona went 4-2 up. A brace from Rafinha, his 18th La Liga goal of the season. But it's a hat-trick of assists as well for Ferran Torres. An incredible reaction from Barcelona's side here against Los Blancos. Lucas Vázquez wearing the captain's armband, starting at right back, but ultimately caught out there in defence. The final chance of the half, though, was this. Mbappe finding the bottom corner, picked out into space, but again, he was offside. Very close call, but there is the high line of Football Club Barcelona. Íñigo Martínez almost caught out. At half-time, Carlo Ancelotti made a double change, bringing on Brahim Diaz and Luka Modric, taking off Arda Güler and Dani Ceballos. In the early exchanges of the second half, Lamine Yamal had that effort blocked by the Real Madrid defence. And he would try his luck again here. He wasn't too far away from finding the top corner. Asensio was then shown a yellow card for bringing down Ferran Torres here, catching him from behind. Ferran Torres would then hold off Asensio in the next challenge between the two, and he would pick out Rafinha, who squared it across for a tap-in for Lamine Yamal. However, the flag was raised for offside. As we see here, close, but very much offside there for Rafinha. Jude Bellingham would win this 50-50 here with Frenkie de Jong, and was then brought down by this challenge from Íñigo Martínez. It's a yellow card that means through suspension he will miss Barcelona's next game, the Barcelona derby away against Espanyol. Mbappe was in behind yet again. He was causing havoc, able to stretch the Barcelona backline here, but he only put this shot wide of the back post. Pau Cubarsí was then forced off due to injury, and Gerard Martín was simply replaced by the returning Alejandro Balde. Andreas Christensen would come on at the back for the injured Cubarsí. Gaps were starting to appear in defence for Football Club Barcelona as Real Madrid tried to push, and again Kylian Mbappe was picked out in behind, this time set up by Vini Jr., and he tapped it into an empty net. No offside, therefore Kylian Mbappe doing really well in this Clásico to bag himself a hat-trick away to Barcelona. His first hat-trick in La Liga against Football Club Barcelona. Lamine Yamal then forced Courtois into another save, trying his luck from distance. Lamine Yamal, who after his goal in this match has now scored in both Clásicos in La Liga EA Sports this season. And here he was picked out once again. He played the ball across, and somehow Rafinha couldn't convert what would have been his hat-trick on the day. A lovely ball in. He was onside as well, but the Brazilian hitting it over the bar. It was a wave after wave of chances, and again from a tight angle, it was Lamine Yamal who went for the shot. The rebound would drop for Ferran Torres, whose shot was blocked by Aurélien Tchouaméni. The referee initially did not give a penalty. He went over the screen to check it and kept his decision intact. Victor Muñoz was then brought on to replace Vini Jr. in the final minutes for Real Madrid. He came on to make his debut for the club. Young player who actually started his career in the Barcelona academy, and he had this golden opportunity to make it 4-4, but he put the chance wide of the post. Mbappe once more was able to run in behind the Barcelona defense, but here he was denied by Wojciech Szczęsny with a good save down low. Real Madrid would put the ball into the back of the net, believing they'd equalised and made it 4-4, but it was ruled out for offside. Just see there, Mbappe in a positional offside there. And there would still be one more goal. Good solo run here from Fermin, and his shot would make its way past Thibaut Courtois. However, after a check, it was ruled out because it was handball from Fermin. Into stoppage time, Rafinha lobbed Courtois, but couldn't see it go into the bottom corner. It would end 4-3, an incredible game. Barcelona coming out on top and now 7 points clear at the top of the table.